before New York City became the center of the world. There was another Dutch city that controlled it all. A fortress on a river, a trading empire built on beaver pelts, and a name that would echo through 400 years of American history. This is Albany. And you've never seen it like this, the river before the name. 1609 to 1614. Our story begins in 1609, not with Albany, not even with Europeans, but with the Mohican people who had lived along these riverbanks for thousands of years. They called this place Pempotawatut Mukanu, the fireplace of the Mohican nation, a hub where 5 indigenous nations traded, celebrated, and governed. Then, on September 19, 1609, everything changed. Henry Hudson, an English explorer sailing for the Dutch East India Company, piloted his ship, the Halve Main, up this river searching for a northwest passage to Asia. He never found Asia, but he found something the Dutch wanted even more: beaver pelts. Within 5 years, Dutch merchants returned, not to explore, but to build an empire. Fort Nassau. The first attempt, 1614 to 1617. In 1614, Dutch traders constructed Fort Nassau, the very first European structure in what would become New York State. Located on Castle Island, south of present-day Albany, it was barely more than a trading post. A few wooden walls, a handful of men, and an endless appetite for fur. But Fort Nassau had a fatal flaw: flooding. Every spring, the Hudson River swallowed the fort whole. By 1617, the Dutch abandoned it, but they didn't abandon the river, they just moved upstream. Fort Orange, the birth of Albany, 1624 to 1652. In 1624, the Dutch returned, this time with a plan. They built Fort Orange on higher ground, near modern-day downtown Albany. This wasn't a temporary camp, this was a fortress, controlled by the Dutch West India Company. Fort Orange became the anchor of New Netherland, the Dutch colonial empire stretching from Albany to Manhattan. And the business? Fur trading. Beaver pelts were worth their weight in gold in Europe, where they were turned into fashionable felt hats. The Dutch forged alliances with the Mohawk Nation, one of the 5 nations of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy. In return for protection and trade, the Mohawk brought thousands of pelts annually. By the 1640s, a town was growing outside the fort's walls. Farms, taverns, churches, families. In 1652, this settlement was officially named Beverwyck, Dutch for Beaver District. Beverwyck thrived. It was rough, rowdy, and rich. Fur traders drank in smoky taverns. Mohawk warriors walked the same streets as Dutch merchants. This wasn't just a colony, it was a crossroads of empires. But in 1664, everything changed. England wanted New Netherland. The Dutch colony split English territories in half, separating New England from the southern colonies. In August 1664, Colonel Richard Nicolls sailed into New York Harbor with 4 warships and 450 soldiers. The Dutch governor, Peter Stuyvesant, wanted to fight, but the people of New Amsterdam refused. Why die for a distant company's profits? On September 8, 1664, the Dutch surrendered without a single shot fired. New Amsterdam became New York, and Beverwyck, it became Albany, named after the Duke of York and Albany, the future King James II of England. The Dutch language, Dutch customs, Dutch architecture, they all remained, but the name and the power were now English. Under English rule, Albany became a military and political hub. In 1754, Albany hosted the Albany Congress, where Benjamin Franklin proposed his plan of union, the first attempt to unite the American colonies under one government. During the French and Indian War, 1754 to 1763, Albany served as a staging ground for British forces attacking French Canada. By the 1770s, Albany was one of the 10 largest cities in the American colonies. Its population was a mix of Dutch descendants, English settlers, Scots, Germans, and enslaved Africans. And when revolution came in 1776, Albany chose a side, independence. In 1777, just 30 miles north, the Battle of Saratoga turned the tide of the Revolutionary War, bringing France into the fight and securing American independence. Albany had helped birth a nation, the Erie Canal, Albany's golden age, 1797 to 1850s. In 1797, Albany became the permanent capital of New York State. But the real transformation came in 1825. The Erie Canal opened, connecting the Hudson River to the Great Lakes and Albany to the entire American interior. Overnight, Albany became the gateway to the West. Grain from Ohio, lumber from Michigan, immigrants heading to new lives, the city exploded. Mansions rose along State Street. Banks and factories lined the waterfront. By 1850, Albany was one of the wealthiest cities in America, and much of that wealth built the Albany we still see today, the New York State Capitol, completed in 1899 after 32 years of construction, the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, a Gothic masterpiece finished in 1852. By the 1850s, railroads began replacing canals, but Albany adapted, becoming a railroad hub, a manufacturing center, and the political heart of New York, from a Dutch trading post in 1614 to the capital of the Empire State, from Pemberton-Moorcanew to Fort Nassau to Beverwyck to Albany. This river city has stood at the center of American history for over 400 years, and now, thanks to AI reconstruction, we can see it as it truly was. This is Albany, rebuilt, revealed, reborn.